So hello everyone. From today onwards, we will discuss the CPC Act, which is Civil Procedure Code or the Code of Civil Procedure 1908. In today's video, we will start with index portion, okay, and then we will complete it. We will try to uh, understand the concept of the CPC at least 5 pages at a time, okay, and that would be my uh, what I am thinking, what I am planning. Okay, so let's start. The Code of Civil Procedure 1908 arrangement of sections. First part is sorry. Before first part, we have preliminary, in which we have 8 sections. Section 1 says short title, commencement and extent. Section 2 definition. Section 3 subordination of code. Section 4 savings. Section 5 application of the code to revenue codes. Section 6 pecuniary jurisdiction. Section 7 provisional small causes code. Section 8 presidential small cause code. Now, part one, the title of the part one is suit in general, in which we have sub part, in which we have sub, of course, sub part jurisdiction of the code and res judicata, which is from section 9 to 14. What section 9 says: court to try all civil suits unless barred. Section 10 stay of suit. Section 11 res judicata. Section 12 bar to further suit. Section 13 when foreign judgment not conclusive. Section 14 presumption as to foreign judgment. Now next one is place of suing. Section 15 court in which suit to be instituted. Section 16 suits to be instituted where subject matter situate. Section 17 suits for immovable property situate within jurisdiction of different courts. Section 18 place of institution of suit where local limits of jurisdiction of courts are uncertain. Section 19 suit for compensation for wrongs to person or movables. Section 20 other suits to be instituted where defendant reside or cause of action arises. Section 21 objections to jurisdiction. Section 21A bar on suit to set aside decree on objection as to place of suing. Section 22 power to transfer suits which may be instituted in more than one court. Section 23 to what court application lies. Section 24 general power of transfer and withdrawal. Section 25 power of Supreme Court to transfer suits, etc. Now next sub title is subheading is institution of suits, in which we can see only have one section. Section 26. Section 26 talks about institution of suits. Now next subheading, that is summon, not subheading, this is the heading, and this was also a heading in part 1. This one is the next heading, in which we can see we have almost 6 sections. Section 27 summons to defendants. Section 28 service of summons where defendant resides in another state. Section 29 service of foreign summonses. Section 30 power to order discovery and the like. Section 31 summons to witness. Section 32 penalty for default. Next heading is judgment and decree. Section 33 judgment and decree. Next is interest. Section 34 deals with interest, talks about interest. Next heading is cost. Section 35 cost. Section 35A compensatory cost in respect of false or vexatious claims or defenses. Section 35 cost for causing delay. Next part is part second, which is execution, in which we can see the subheading, that is general, which start from section 39 36 to 46. What is the heading of section 36? Application to order. Section 37 definition of court which passed a decree. Next subheading is court by which decrees may be executed. Section 38 court by which decree may be executed. Section 39 transfer of decree. Section 40 transfer of decree to court in another state. Section 41 result of execution proceeding to be certified. Section 42 powers of court in executing transferred decree. Section 43 execution of decrees passed by civil courts in places to which this code does not extend. Section 44 execution of decrees passed by revenue courts in place to which This code does not extend. Section 44A, execution of decrees passed by courts in reciprocating territory. Section 45, execution of decrees outside India. And last section of this heading, that is section 46, precepts. Next heading is questions to be determined by court executing decree. Section 47, questions to be determined by the court executing decree. Subheading is limitation of the execution, in which we had section 48, which has been repealed now. Next subheading is transferors and legal representatives. Section 49, transferee. Section 50, legal representative. Next subheading, procedure in execution. Section 51, powers of court to enforce execution. Section 52, enforcement of decree against legal representative. Section 53, liability of ancestral property. Section 54, partition of estate or separation of share. Arrest and detention. Section 55, arrest and detention. Section 56, prohibition of arrest or detention of women in execution of decree for women. Section 57, subsistence allowance. Section 58, detention and release. Section 59, release on ground of illness. Attachment. Section 60, property liable to attachment and sale in execution of decree. Section 61, partial exemption of agricultural procedure. Section 62, seizure of property in dwelling house. Section 63, power attachment in execution of decrees of several courts. Section 64, private alienation of property after attachment to be void. Now sell. Section 65, purchaser's title. Section 66, repeal. Section 67, power for state government to make rules as to sales of land in execution of decrees for payment of money. Delegation to collector of power to execute decrees against immovable property, which had from section number 68 to 72 and now omitted. Next one is distribution of assets. Section 73, proceeds of execution sale to be ratably distributed among decree holders. Resistance to execution. Section 74, resistance to execution. Part 3, incidental proceedings, in which we have subheading commissions. Section 75, power of court to issue commissions. Section 76, commission to another court. Section 77, letter of request. Section 78, commissions issued by foreign courts. Part 4, suits in particular cases. Subheading, suits by or against the government or public officers in their official capacity. Section 79, suits by or against government. Section 80, notice. Section 81, exemption from arrest and personal appearance. Section 82, execution of decree. Suits by aliens and or aliens and by or against foreign rulers, ambassadors, and envoys. Section 83, when aliens may sue. Section 84, when foreign states may sue. Section 85, persons especially appointed by government to prosecute or defend on behalf of foreign rulers. Section 86, suits against foreign rulers, ambassadors, and envoys. Section 87, style of foreign rulers as parties to suits. Section 87A, definition of foreign state and rulers. Next subheading is suit against rulers of former Indian state. Section 87B, application of section 85 and 86 to rulers of former Indian state. You don't have to anything, you just have to listen up the sections, so that somewhere it will stuck in our mind and we can relate. When we will discuss these sections afterward, we can relate with the where it was and what was the title and something like that. So basically it will give you a kind of remembrance in your mind. Next one is next heading is interpleader, in which we have one section, section 88, where interpleader suit may be instituted. Now part 5, special proceedings. Subheading, arbitration. Section 89, settlement of disputes outside the court, special cases. 90, section 90, power to state case for opinion of court. Next subheading is public nuisance and other wrongful acts affecting the public. Section 91, public nuisance and other wrongful acts affecting the public. Section 92, public charities. Section 93, exercise of powers of advocate general outside presidency towns. Next, part 4, supplemental proceedings. Section 94, supplemental proceedings. Section 95, compensation for obtaining arrest, attachment, or injunction on insufficient ground. Part 7, appeals. Appeals from original decrees. Section 96, appeal from original decree. Section 97, appeal from final decree where no appeal from preliminary decree. Section 98, decision where appeal heard by two or more judges. Section 99, no decree to be reversed or modified for error or irregularity not affecting merits or jurisdiction. Section 99A, no order under section 47 to be reversed or modified unless decision of the case is prejudicially affected. Next is appeals from appellate decrees. Section 100, second appeal. Section 100A, no further appeal in certain cases. Section 101, second appeal on no other grounds. Section 102, no second appeal in certain cases. Section 103, power of High Court to determine the issue of fact. Appeals from orders. Section 104, orders from which appeal lies. Section 105, or other orders. Section 106, what courts to hear appeal. Next heading, general provision subheading. Next subheading, general provisions relating to appeals. Section 107, powers of appellate court. Section 108, procedure in appeals from appellate decrees and orders. Next subheading, appeals. These are subheadings now. Yeah, subheadings of appeal, of heading appeals. Appeals to the Supreme Court, in which we have section 109, which says when appeals lie to the Supreme Court. 110, 111, and 111A has been omitted. Section 112, savings. Part 8, reference, review, and revision. Section 113, reference to High Court. Section 14, reviews. 114, review. Section 115, revision. Part 9, special provision relating to the High Court not being the court of its judicial commissioner. Section 116, part to apply only to certain high courts. Section 117, application of court to High Court. Section 118, execution of decree before ascertainment of cost. Section 119, unauthorized person not to address court. Section 120, provisions not applicable to High Court in original civil jurisdiction. Part 10, rules. 121, section number 121, effect of rules. In first schedule, section 122, power of certain high courts to make rules. Section 123, constitution of rules committees in certain state. Section 124, committee to report to high court. Section 125, power of other high courts to make rules. Section 126, rules to be subject of approval. Wait, section 125, power of other high courts to make rules. Wait a minute. Mm, give me a second. So sorry, all of you. It was a call, so I had to attend that call. And where we were? Yeah, like, yeah, okay, let's start from section 117. And let me tell you a thing. Whenever you will see that the video is going very slow, or I am not there, or I am engaged in somewhere, for that you can skip that portion, okay? Or if you want, you can also increase or decrease your speed according to your convenience, okay? So let's start from section 117, which says application of code to high courts. Section 118, execution of decree before ascertainment of cost. Section 119, unauthorized person not to address court. Section 120, provision not applicable to High Court in original civil jurisdiction. Part 10, rules. Section 121, effect of rules in first schedule. Section 122, power of certain high courts to make rules. Section 123, constitution of rules committee in certain states. Section 124, committee to report to high court. Section 125, power of other high courts to make rules. Section 126, rules to be subject to approval. Section 127, publication of rules. Section 128, matters for which rules may provide. Section 129, power of high courts to make rules as to their original civil procedure. Section 130, power of other high courts to make rules as to matters other than procedure. Section 131, publication of rules. Now part 11, miscellaneous. In this, section 132 says exemption of certain women from personal appearance. Section 133, exemption of other persons. Section 134, arrest other than execution of decree. Section 135, exemption from arrest under civil process. Section 135, exemption of members of legislative bodies from arrest and detention under civil process. Section 136, procedure where person to be arrested or property to be attached in outside district. Section 137, language of subordinate court. Section 138, power of high court to require evidence to be recorded in English. Section 139, oath on affidavit by whom to be administered. Section 140, assessors in causes of salvage, etc. Section 141, miscellaneous proceedings. Section 142, orders and notices to be in writing. Section 143, postage. Section 144, application of restitution. Section 145, reinforcement of liability of surety. Section 146, proceedings by or against representative. Section 147, consent or agreement by person under disability. Section 148, enlargement of time. Section 148A, right to lodge a caveat. Remember one thing, you can listen it up this portion, the index portion, so that you can learn the chart get stuck in your mind, so you can do that also. So section 148, right to lodge a caveat. Section 149, power to make up deficiency of court fees. Section 150, transfer of business. Section 151, saving of inherent powers of court. Section 152, amendment of judgments, decree or order. Section 153, general power to amend. Section 153A, power to amend decree or order where appeal is summarily dismissed. Section 153B, place of trial to be deemed to be open court. Section 144, section 154, section 155, 156, repeal. Section 157, continuance of orders under repeal enactment. Section 158, which is last section of this code, reference of code of civil procedure and other repealed enactment. Now we will see the schedule of this act. The first schedule have rules of procedure. Appendix 1, pleadings. Appendix B, process. Appendix C, discovery, inspection and admission. Appendix D, decrees. Appendix E, execution. Appendix F, supplemental proceedings. Appendix G, appeal, reference and review. Appendix H, miscellaneous. Apart from this, the second schedule, third, fourth, fifth schedule, all has been repealed, including their annexure. Okay, so let's start. Okay, we will start from section number 1 in another video. Let's pause Let's take a break here. Let's discontinue our video here, and you can listen it up this index chart as much time as you can, so that you can learn easily and as fast as you try to learn as fast as you can. Okay, so have a good time.